Looksmaxing is the furthest extent that you could take self-improvement. This principle follows Wolff's law that a bone is going to grow back stronger.
You would hit yourself in the head with a hammer.
Yeah, bone smashing is legit.
But there are different ways you can improve yourself.
Right, but what's going to actually get you further in life?
Bone smashing. Yeah, bone smashing is amazing. But
What is that?
so it's where you're going to punch yourself in the face. Like, you know, so I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me here. So you're going to brace your head and you punch yourself in the face.
You're joking, right?
No, I swear to God. Do you want to see pictures of me bone smashing? Like how it looks?
I believe you now, yeah. So wait,
Okay.
how does it work?
So you're bracing yourself, you don't have to do it. And then you're hitting real hard. And what this is doing is just creating microfractures. And according to Wolff's law, the bone is going to grow back stronger. And not only that, but you're also getting a lot of inflammation and swelling. So it makes your cheekbones look a lot bigger. So you get like an acute boost before you go to the club.
I use crystal for hollow cheeks.
I actually want to hit myself in the face when I'm listening to this bullshit. Ow! Boys and girls, we are back, and today we are talking about our favorite looksmaxer, Braden Peters, aka Clevicular, aka Mr. Hollow Cheeks. His popularity, or notoriety, shall I say, has recently been going through the roof, and he's doing some really controversial things. So this is how he caught my attention. It's like a train wreck which you cannot really look away from. We have a lot of wild things to cover, so make sure to stick till the end. It's going to be insane, and it's actually getting worse by the minute. Most looksmaxers believe in this concept of sexual market value, or short SMV. The idea that human attractiveness is entirely objective and can be measured via an assigned number, basically ranking people in our social hierarchy. Yeah, and they are coming up with various very funny terms like mogging, which apparently means that when you mog, you look better than someone else. I don't know, weird, right? And in order to mog and look better than other people, Clev is really doing whatever it takes, including hitting himself with a hammer in the head just to be more attractive. And I'm really sure he took this scientific evidence from this SpongeBob episode where Squidward is getting hit in the head by a door. And if you're particularly handsome, you get to visit Hogwarts. This is actually super funny. Damn, Hogwarts.
I was pretty big into bodybuilding. I liked watching Rich Piana when I was growing up, and I had a home gym that I was, working out without really any idea what I was doing. So, and then I kind of learned, through my use of forums when I was growing up about, right? And I was already lifting weights, and I was like, well, if I could have this cheat code, essentially, that's going to get me to my desired physique, get me my results quicker. Yeah, and it seemed pretty silly to not take, it seemed more ridiculous to not take it at the time than to take them, because of how much quicker I could achieve that physique.
But why not do that naturally and then without taking this? Because at 14, you would just assume that you're already going to make a lot of progress, so there's no point to doing it.
Well, I mean, that mentality, I think, is holding a lot of people back. Like, why not do it naturally? Because it's going to not only take longer, but you're not going to get nearly the results that you otherwise could, So just not doing whatever it takes was completely off the table for me. That's like the Rich Piana mentality, whatever it takes.
How did you get them?
Just ordering on the internet.
What's the point of it all? Like, what's the end goal of looksmaxing?
Well, once again, there's no end goal to looksmaxing.
What's the point? Like, what's the objective?
Well, the objective is to get better looking, because that's going to allow for more opportunities, allow for better overall treatment. Just that subconscious bias in people that you're leveraging by, becoming better and better looking is really worth all the effort that you put in.
Now, while the extreme methods he uses to achieve his desired physique are extremely questionable and downright dangerous, this point he's making here actually holds some truth. Do you remember the criminal Jeremy Meeks, who actually became famous off of his mugshot and literally went on fashion show runways? Yeah, crazy, right? Or Mr. Wade Wilson, the Deadpool killer, who murdered 2 women in cold blood, and yet a disturbing number of females declared him innocent simply because they found him hot. By the way, I have a full video on that case, so check that out. Anyway, back to the topic. Again, while Clev actually has a point here, looks absolutely do get you treated differently. The path he chose to get there is just wrong. And it goes well beyond harmless things like using an eyeliner to mark your jawline. I know. Crazy, right? Yeah, you know, he's also taking anabolic steroids without training, of course. And what shall I say? He's also throwing methamphetamine into the mix because why not? Watch this.
Is it true you do meth? Somebody told me you do meth too.
I do meth, yes. So I do meth to, you know, basically suppress my appetite and try to get leaner, try to lean.
Wait, so how are you not like tweaking right now if you do meth?
Well, I mean, once you use it for a while, and if you use moderate dosages, you're just getting like the same effects as Adderall plus the appetite suppression.
Okay.
So if you guys didn't know, you know, methamphetamine is essentially the same, you know, class of drug as Adderall. It's just an addition of the methyl group. So, you know, the effects are quite similar, you know, so it's really not as bad as people think. You just have a lot of people smoking meth, so it's surpassing their blood-brain barrier.
Wait, how do you take it?
Intranasally.
I'm sorry, what is that?
Like up your nose.
And he also claims to be autistic. Honestly, that would actually explain his hyperfixation on looksmaxing.
It's hard to, you know, have constant social bad interactions as an autistic person. So, you know, that might get lost a little bit. The plot might get lost as, you know, I'm autistic.
As you may know, autistic people develop intense, laser-focused interests on certain topics, but make of that what you will. Do you think he's capping here? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. As you can probably imagine, taking a truckload of drugs, each causing their own side effects, it's not really a great idea, and we can see the consequences unfolding in real time.
Why the HCG? So that my testicles aren't the size of a shriveled up raisin. I was kind of getting a little sick and tired of that. You know, it really has a wear and tear on your mental. If you're just you guys know, like a raisin in the sun. That was pretty much my nutsack, was a raisin in the sun.
Steroids without training, shrunken balls from the test, more drugs to counteract that, dick pills in order to be with girls, benzos just to hold a normal conversation, and crystal meth on top of all of that. This dude is a pharmaceutical disaster, honestly.
Do you do penis enlargement or no?
Yes. So
How does that work, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what were you before and what are you now? That's kind of weird, but
you want me to grab my device?
yeah. Wait, yeah.
And so we've got a pump right here. This is pretty fucking autistic of me to show, but this basically suctions onto your shaft and it pulls the, you know, fluid into your penis and slowly stretches it out. Because that's really important, is the why. Why are you doing these things? Why are you risking your health with anabolics? Why are you, you know, dumping, you know, all this money that you have into peptides and nootropics and this and that and taking this risk and having this surgery planned? So that really needs to be explained and addressed, because I see a lot of craziness going around on the internet, right? It's like, wouldn't you rather just give something your all in life? Okay, so when people come on and they say, oh, Clav, you're insane for getting surgery, you're insane for doing these anabolics. Well, at least in 5 years, whether I am a Frank Tufano botch job or the next Giga Chat, at least I could say that I gave something my all. While you sit there and type your comment on my Instagram reel from your wage job, at least I tried. At least I dedicated myself to the craft and was willing to do whatever it takes, right? So I really want to make this video before I go ahead and get this double jaw surgery, just to say that you guys have never done something hard in your entire life. You've never actually put in a second's effort. Now, I know I'm not the best looking guy, and sure, there's all these looksmaxers that look a lot better than me, but what did they actually do? What did they actually accomplish? Because while you were out doing random bullshit in high school, I was sitting there on my computer, dedicating myself, researching the best way to maximize myself. So it's not craziness. It is not anything other than obsession and dedication. I am not a character. This is not some TV show, right, where I'm coming on here trying to entertain you, mother. This is the cruel, hard world. We live in one of the worst societies ever throughout the entire history of the world. Quite literally. You have to be in the top percentile to even be looked at with a shred of romance, with a shred of attraction by women in this day of age. Do you think that I'm doing this shit as a form of entertainment when I have to stay up for 3 days in a row, high on crystal meth, right? Trying to suppress my appetite and get hollow cheeks, right?
I love how he stays absolutely serious while saying, is that supposed to entertain you? That I'm trying to get hollow cheeks? Oh my god.
Is that supposed to entertain you? The fact that I even can't, I can't even talk to people without some sort of, version of benzos. I need, prazolam just to be able to have a conversation like a normal person. Is that supposed to be entertaining to you? Okay, right? So this shit is, hell for me.
I feel kind of bad for him though. It's really sad what this has become. Think about how many kids are watching this guy, and he's clearly hating himself. You don't do this to your body if you don't. And what shall I say? It only gets darker from here.
Easy. Oh, buddy. Dude.
The downward spiral is actually in full effect. Openly consuming drugs in the live stream with teenagers in the chat. And somewhere deep down, he actually seems to know it's wrong. I'd say he's not unintelligent. Actually, I'd say he's generally well-spoken and kind of sharp, which would mean that probably he would know that the people around him are not good for him.
You need that stuff if you want to do this consistently, but I don't, bro. I want to get off the packet. I am. It's been 12. We've been off for 12 hours, bro.
Bye. Yeah,
The worst day of my life, bro.
So you don't care about maximizing your lifespan as much as your day-to-day.
Yeah, I'm not a huge longevity guy.
It even gets worse. Recently, our boy Clev was reportedly being stalked by a fan, which led to an incident where he allegedly ran over this guy with his Cybertruck. This case seems to be ongoing, and he claims it was in self-defense. So let's see what comes out there. What's quite telling though is how he reacted afterwards.
Oh my fucking.
Start driving with this guy. Drive.
Oh my fucking. Oh my god! You probably just ran him over. Oh my god. Oh my god. My car is on the road. Oh my god.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Cracking jokes about it on stream to random girls. And that dissociated energy is actually why people very oftenly compare him to Patrick Bateman. And honestly, it's hard to argue with. But the substance abuse hit a new low point when he and two of his so-called friends were at a nightclub. Clev apparently overdosed in an undisclosed substance. Some say it was GHB. And you'd be quite curious to see what people around him are actually doing in that situation. Watch this.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I love this shit. Holy fuck. Holy beat. Dude. You want natty? You want natty? You want an natty? Do you want an natty? Yo, you want an natty? Yo, you want an natty? You want an natty?
This guy was taken to the hospital, and what does his homie do? Hey bro, looks like you're dying from the drug. Do you want some other drugs to distract you from dying from the first drug? You want an Addy? You want an Addy? What even is this Adderall shit? Let me look that up. What is Adderall? Adderall is a prescription central nervous system stimulant used to treat ADHD and narcolepsy. Prescribed to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and narcolepsy. A sleep disorder. Common side effects: restlessness, dizziness, headaches, insomnia, dry mouth, and increased heart rate. Misuse can lead to addiction, heart problems, and psychosis. Alright, Okay. If you have people like this in your corner, you actually don't need enemies because your biggest threats are already in your friend group. It's genuinely sad. I feel for the kid, to be honest. I feel for the kid. He somehow doesn't see that he's on the path of utter self-destruction, even though he kind of has these bright moments like the video before where he drops statements showing that he's aware. Somehow he doesn't find a way out, and I hope for him that he can find a way out of this. And this hospital incident actually led him to announcing that he will not do any more in real life streams. Again, watch this.
I ain't gonna be doing any more substances for a little while. Hopefully for forever, but that means I can't really IRL stream anymore. So that's the thing. I really can't IRL stream because, as you guys know, I'm quite brutal without that shit. So that's I think I have to figure something else out. Fuck. I have to figure out a new method. Either practice mogging sober or just find any form of content. I don't know. It's fucking done for.
I want to end on the positive note, actually. I always like to joke about the stuff I'm covering. It's just how I process and deal with modern life, which is anyway destroying my mental. But for real, I hope Clev gets clean. Clean out your circle. Find true friendships with people who actually care about you. And not people who just hand you more poison while you're almost on a stretcher, right? So maybe he finds some self-worth that actually goes beyond his appearance, because eventually looks fade. We all know that, right? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this whole Clevicular situation? I'd really love to discuss with you on this. Leave a like and subscribe. Help a brother out. And now I need to go because I have to get myself some meth to morgue. Peace.